My name is Danny Che, and I am a graduate student at the University of Washington in the Masters of Social Work program. And I'll be graduating in June of 2026. And this is my video application for the Husky 100. As I was coming into the University of Washington for the Masters of Social Work program, I had previously been working in the field of behavioral health and community mental health for about 10 years. And one of the things that really made me want to go back was the idea that I wanted to support people in my own community to discuss, to have safe places, and to have support and resources for their own mental health. Growing up in the Asian American community, mental health wasn't something that was talked about. It wasn't something that we openly discussed. It was kind of frowned upon. It was shamed and so forth, of saying if you're seeing a therapist, there must be something wrong with you, or you must be crazy, or things like that, right? And so that was always kind of the struggle and the obstacle to receiving treatment and mental health care for people such as myself or in my community that I felt was something that needed to be addressed. So coming into the University of Washington, there have been so many valuable experiences that I've had in the classroom, outside the classroom, and so many different ways that I felt have contributed to my learning and have really helped me to grow as a person, as a leader, as a social worker, and all the above. In classroom experiences, we have had different classes that have talked about like individual clinical skills that we can use when engaging in therapy, engaging in services with clients within our own practice, of how do we best work with the population, how do we best serve them, and how do we best give them the benefit of our service, if that makes sense. And so being able to understand what are modalities, what are skills, what are clinical things that we can learn and utilize in the practice that we have with the clients that we serve. And I think that was really impactful because it gives me the idea and really a toolbox to use when I'm working with clients. And this has been supportive outside the classroom as well, as I'm working with students at a high school right now this year. And last year I was at Cascade View Elementary School, which was a very high immigrant and refugee population. There was a lot of people who were fleeing war-torn countries, seeking political asylum, and all those things. And so being able to use those clinical skills in that setting was something that was really powerful and to really help them to receive some sort of benefit in processing their trauma, processing their hurt, processing and having safe spaces to really understand and digest what they had been through and to really help overcome the struggle to then be able to go from surviving to thriving. And that is something that's so important. And I think also on top of that, being able to have experiences such as in another class, being able to work on policy memos and building skills towards advocating on a systemic level, of being able to go out to our legislatures and go to lobby days and talk with representatives about bills that are important to the community that I serve and that I work with, bills that are helpful in securing funding for more and expanded resources that will make a huge impact on the community that we're in and a part of. And I think those things are so valuable, and being able to take those things, such as the policy memos, and take those skills we learn in class, to then apply them at places such as lobby days, which I've taken part of in the past, and really been able to talk and learn how to move through that process to be able to advocate for and support the communities that I am a part of and have really taken on the work for. All that to say, with all these different experiences that the University of Washington has brought, I felt that I've learned, I've grown, and really ingrained myself with the things that have been a part of the core values of the University of Washington that they have really instilled into me. And going forward, I really want to take those things to be a leader in my community, to take the information, the research, the teachings that I've learned, to be able to apply them to be a leader for my community, to be a representative in my community, to be someone who advocates for and fights for the ones who don't always have a voice. I want to be able to take the lessons and skills that I've learned to apply them in my own clinical practice, to be able to create systemic change for people who look like me. And that is what I've learned, and that is what I've grown in at the University of Washington. So thank you.